You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, fashion lovers, and welcome to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Jody Miller-Young, and today we have the cutest little fashion hound as our guest. He's a bit short and stocky, and he has a smushed-in nose. He has funny sleeping habits, and he's super, super charming. He's also incredibly popular, with over 800,000 Facebook fans and over 700,000 Instagram followers. Can you believe that? His name is Manny the Frenchie, and because he has 4 paws and speaks dog, his mom, Amber Chavez, will be speaking on his behalf. There's so much I want to find out about Manny, and we will, right after this short break from our sponsor. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after a short pause.
Nature at its best is nature at its simplest. At Red Barn, we've kept it simple for 20 years by concentrating on single-ingredient natural dog treats. Because Mother Nature's actually pretty good at this. Bones are just tasty bones. Meat treats are just nourishing meat. It's nature at its simplest. Look at the label. We want you to. Red Barn Natural Treats. Simply the best. Find it in your local pet specialty store. Try our slow-roasted, natural meaty bones.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Jody Miller-Young, and we're here today with Amber Chavez, mom to dog Instagram star Manny the Frenchie. Hey, Amber.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm excited to talk with you. There's a lot I want to ask about Manny. He is such a charming and quirky guy. How did he first come into your life?
Manny, actually, we had a senior dog. He was a Rottweiler Beagle mix. And then a current dog, Layla, who's a Bulldog Boxer mix. Roscoe was getting fairly old and didn't have as much energy as Layla did anymore, so we wanted to get them a companion. So did some research and thought a French Bulldog would be the best fit for them at the time. So we were looking for a small dog, preferably a puppy, which is easier to train with Roscoe and Layla, but we couldn't find a rescue. So Manny was actually he did come from a breed, but he was about to be over to a shelter because he was the run of his litter, and he was the oldest one that was left. He was almost 5 months old.
Oh, and look what people passed by. Little did they know. Right.
That's exactly what we say. So she was basically like, I don't know what to do with him. I'm about to hand him to a shelter. If you want him, well, I'll give him to you for a discount. So he was a blue light special, as they call it. And that's how we got him. He was about 4.5 months old.
Oh, sweet, 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 sweet. And how did he become an Instagram star? What's his story?
Well, basically, it's like having a first child. You're constantly taking pictures and photos and videos, and look what he's doing now. And
sure.
We just have kind of an abundance of things, and he himself is just hilarious. So I had just started my own Instagram and saw other pets and animals on there and thought, well, hey, I think Manny would be funny, and having something to come from, quote unquote, his perspective and his voice would be pretty well received. So we were, thought it would be funny to start his own Instagram, and that's kind of how the actual page came about.
And was it the quirky habits that he has, which I totally want to talk to you about, like his weird sleeping places and stuff like that kind of pushed it over the edge? Or was it an incident that happened? Like with Tuna, of Tuna Melts My Heart, it's when Instagram actually put a couple of Tuna's photos on their page that totally blew things wide open for Tuna. Was there something in particular with Manny, or was it a slow build, or did people just flock immediately to, his quirky charms?
I think it really was. It was that. It was so organic, and it's Manny himself who's hilarious. like I said, ever since he was a puppy, he's liked to sleep in tight spots. So when we first started posting pictures and videos of him sleeping in the sink, I mean, that was just,
Yeah.
When do you see another dog? Maybe a cat I've seen before, but a dog that likes to actually ask to go up there, which is just kind of hilarious. So I think that's pretty much what started. And then once we started catching him do what we call the Frenchie talk, I think that as well, that's really unique. A lot of Frenchies do it, but Manny's the only one I've seen that can do it on command and for a long period of time. So it really was organic. It was all on his own that he got that following.
Yeah. And, this bark that Manny has is phenomenal. It's really, really adorable. Maybe we can get a little piece of video to put up on the site so people can kind of hear Manny's very different bark that he does on command, which is very cool. And the sleeping in the sink is adorable. Absolutely adorable. How does he get up there? Is there a step stool for him? Because he's got short little legs.
No, definitely. No, there's no way. I started it was just because he's very attached to us. A lot of Frenchies have that separation anxiety and like to be attached to their owner. So just like Manny, exactly what he is. He was in our way, when I was in the restroom doing laundry and grabbing our things, I set him on the counter. And he, on his own, just crawled right into the sink and took a nap. So the next time I was in there doing laundry, I think he just realized, hey, I remember I like to go up there. So he was scratching at the counter, and I realized he was asking me to put him up there. And sure enough, I put him up on the counter, and he went right into the sink. So that's kind of his thing. So he loves to do that. I think he just likes to be in safe spots. You can find him under the ottoman, in our living room.
Safe places. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah. In the car, he likes to go on the floor. So he has a little bed down there in our car. So he likes to be in those tight spots. But the sink is probably just the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It is pretty hilarious. And you have a couple of pictures of Manny in the sink with like really cute costumes on too, which he's sleeping in one picture and he's got like, what is it, a shark costume or something with like the headpiece has teeth?
Yeah.
So cute. So cute.
He's also got an elephant costume. I think we've got him sleeping in that.
Yeah. Now, did someone actually build Manny a custom sink so he didn't have to climb up?
They did. The name of the company escapes me. I apologize. But yes, someone did build him a custom sink bed. So it's basically like a pallet. So it's low to the ground for him. And they built a sink in there. And they took the faucet out so he has a little more room. And it's his own little sink on the floor.
That's hilarious. Now, Manny is named after somebody in particular. Tell us who and why.
Manny's actually named after the Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao. My boyfriend and I are both really big boxing sports fans in general, actually. And we were just thinking, again, when we got him, our other dogs had human names, so we didn't want to name him like Fluffy or, Bob or anything like that. So we're thinking, what can we name him after? And we started coming up with, well, we like this, that, and we settled on either Manny Pacquiao or Derrick Rose from the Chicago Bulls. So when we saw Manny, I don't know, it just kind of fit him, I guess, if you can say that.
Yeah, it does.
So it was like one or the other. So that's where the name came about.
Now, recently, you and your husband, John is his name?
My boyfriend, yes, John.
Your boyfriend, right. So recently, the two of you went to New York. Unfortunately, Manny couldn't come with you, but you went to New York to see a fight. Was that a fight with Manny or was that with other fighters?
No, actually, again, like we are really big boxing fans. It was actually Miguel Cotto. We were in California and had tweeted, hey, we're in California at the Grove or something like that. And he was actually training for this fight at Wildcard Boxing Gym with Freddie Roach. And he said, hey, we love Manny. He's got 2 Frenchies of his own. Why don't you come to the gym, bring Manny? I'd love to meet him. So that's how that came about. So this is, again, how things happen. It just so funny and so organic and so random. So now, we made friends with Miguel Cotto and we got to go to his fight and it's just been fantastic.
So cool. So cool. You can't resist Manny's charms. Okay.
No.
Okay. So Manny does this trick that your boyfriend shot a video of that so cracked me up. He's wearing his lion mane. Okay. So he looks extra cute and it involves a bell. And a hilarious, adorable way that he chews his treat when your boyfriend rewards him. Tell us about that and some more of the quirky personality traits that Manny has.
Well, Manny's actually really easy to train. I know they say that Frenchies in general can be a little stubborn, but not Manny. He's always been very easy. Even when he was a puppy, I don't even remember him having that many accidents. He was just a really good boy. So we had thought about how to get him a way to ask for treats. I mean, obviously the cute little begging face always works when we pull out a bag, but we wanted to see if he can find a way for him to actually ask for treats. So we thought, why not ring a bell? And so we started with that, and he picked it up right away. And then why not just put a line on him, because it's hilarious and it's cute.
So it is cute.
Yeah, he's so fantastic, and he picks up things very easily. And then when he chews a treat, it's just extra adorable because he somehow just chews on the side of his mouth.
Yeah.
So he looks like he's talking, and he's just so funny.
He makes a funny face while he's chewing too. It's like really, really cute. We'll put a piece of video up there too. Hopefully we can get a piece of video from you, Amber, for that too. And we can put it up so people can see what we're talking about. Now, this is a pet fashion show. And so we want to sort of bring it back to fashion and say that Manny is a fashionista for sure. He has his own collection of fashion T-shirts and accessories. I have some personal favorites. I mean, the hoodie with the headphones, just, oh my God, love that T-shirt. Very cute. Tell us about how that came about and any faves that, you have or the most popular items.
So the line itself actually started back when Manny was small. I would say his following was probably, and again, I say small, but the following is maybe like 14,000, which isn't very small, but compared to what he has now.
Yeah.
American Apparel reached out to us and asked if we wanted to collaborate on a T-shirt for charity where they put Manny's image on their shirt and, the proceeds would go to a charity at the time. So we thought that sounds like a great idea. Why not? So that's kind of where the T-shirt idea started. And Jen and I thought, well, if we can continue to raise money for charity this way, then why don't we just try to do our own Manny line and, have our own website and the whole nine. So that's where the actual T-shirt company started. It's only about 2 years old now, but that's where we kind of got the idea to be able to donate to charity on a bigger scale and also get other people involved, some of our followers. So that's kind of where it began. And then now it's evolved to having Frank on there, who's his brother, who's got just the hilarious, grumpiest face, even though he's the sweetest dog in the world. So we have a line for quote-unquote humans that we have T-shirts and pillows and mugs and things you can have for your home. We have calendars every year. So those we put up on our site. And some of the most popular are obviously just the ones of Manny himself. The Manny hipster one is probably our favorite with the little glasses and the bow tie.
Yes,
and
it's
then
adorable.
The one with the headphones and the speaker or the hoodie. That's a fantastic one too.
Cool. Hold that thought because I want to talk more with you about the charity aspect of what Manny does and his message that he sends to his followers. But we're going to take a short break from our commercial sponsor first. So refresh your beverage, get cozy, and we'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Calling all pet product manufacturers and pet experts. Let the public relations and marketing professionals at Whitegate PR get you featured in the news. I'm Dana Humphrey at Whitegate PR, and we have been specializing in pet product PR for over 10 years and can get your brand featured in the media, from TV to radio to print to blogs. You can find out more at www.whitegatepr.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio, and I'm your host, Jody Miller Young. And we're here today with Amber Chavez, and we're talking about her adorable and very popular Frenchie, Manny the Frenchie. We were talking about how Manny not only has a fashion collection, but that a portion of that goes to charity, and he is really very charity-minded. Tell us some more about what Manny has been doing that sort of gives back.
So ever since then, ever since the collaboration with American Apparel, we thought, we're building such a big platform, what can we do with it? So that's where we just continued to be able to get our hands in anything that we could, any charities that reached out to us, or obviously we have, near and dear to our hearts would be anything that had to do with Frenchies. So the Chicago French Bulldog Rescue is probably the one that we donate to the most, only because they're local, and that's where we just got our other dogs, Philip and Liam. We absolutely love them. They do so much for Frenchies on a daily basis. And, again, when we got Manny, we were new to, let's say, Frenchie owners, new to the community. And we realized that there's so many Frenchies that get abandoned or just handed over to shelters because people don't really know how to take care of them, or they have health issues, allergies, behavioral issues, just any reason you can think of. And people just hand them right over. And sometimes it's not always the best of circumstances. So the rescues and a lot of the charities that we work with really do a lot for Frenchies.
Beautiful. And what kind of message does Manny send to his followers about shelter pets?
Puppy mills are the most scariest thing ever, and we've encountered a couple of them. So we just do your research, be responsible. Adopting and rescuing, there's so many dogs that need help. We don't want to say that we're completely against breeders. We definitely want you to find someone responsible if you choose to go that route, just because there's so many things that we're not aware of, like they come in a T-shirt. So it's pretty scary, and we really just want to give the message out there to do your research and to make sure that you're talking to someone reputable and try to help all the dogs that are in need. There's just so many dogs, and not even just Frenchies, all dogs in general. There's so many people and things that need help. So any dog that's in need, we try our best to do everything we can, even on a small scale, like the tour that we're doing. We try to help.
I was just going to ask you about the 15-city tour. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so again, we wanted to find ways to be able to help local charities too, because we get emails on a daily basis that say, we're a local chapter of this and that, and can you help us? And we really wish that we could just, have a bottomless pit of money and time to be able to help as many local charities as we can. So 15 cities is pretty much all we can fit into our schedule, to be honest with you, with Manny. We wish we could do more, but we're stopping in different places like New York and Boston and Phoenix and California, Los Angeles and San Francisco and places like that, and teaming up with local charities, and all the proceeds from the ticket sales for the events go to local charities, and also to Save a Vet as a whole is the charity that we're donating to as a whole.
Tell us a little bit about Save a Vet.
Save a Vet is a charity that helps soldiers get working dogs and service animals. So, they've obviously struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder and things like that. So it helps, disabled veterans and things like that get service animals and just be able to lift their spirits. And, having a dog is always going to be, a lifesaver to a lot of people. So that's why we decided to work with Save a Vet. It's just fantastic.
Perfect. Wonderful. And people coming out in droves to meet Manny on this tour, many of them taking their own dogs to meet him too. The response has been phenomenal from what I've seen and read. Any one story, two stories in particular that stand out from the tour thus far?
Actually in New York, we helped with an engagement.
Tell me.
So there was a guy that reached out to us who wanted to propose to his girlfriend and who was a huge fan of Manny. And he reached out to me and said if there's a way that he can propose to her when she meets Manny. So we got all the arrangements. We got the ring from him. And at these events, people can have a meet and greet option with Manny. So they come and take a picture. And when she came to take a picture with Manny, we had the ring on his collar, and he proposed to her right there.
Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever. So this will be like something to remember even more so for them. Very, very cool. And for you guys too.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was fun to be a part of something like that.
I bet. So Manny is such a celebrity. Does he have any celeb fans?
He does, actually. He has quite a bit of a celebrity following. That boxer you asked me about, Miguel Cotto, was a huge fan. Snoop Dogg, the rapper.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He actually has worn one of Manny's T-shirts and posted it on his personal Instagram.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
A lot of sports stars that are fans, models, Tyson Beckford. He has a Frenchie, him and his girlfriend. Christina Milian. I mean, there's
Very
a lot.
Cool. To me, it is such an interesting phenomenon how the dog stars of Instagram have created this incredible community. Big brands are wanting to work with you guys now because they see how loyal your followers are. And I just think it's a really, really cool thing that's happening. And the community is constantly growing. What kind of brands is Manny working with? What big brands have approached you and Manny? And what are you doing with them in particular?
We've worked with brands like PetSmart and Martha Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
They've sent Manny some items and some products and beds and things like that to try out. We've worked with products like Seco Water. I mean, there's just other dog food we've had a partnership with. It was a food that we're already feeding our dogs, so that they decided to provide us with food for Manny.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we've done partnerships with like the Chicago Bulls. We've done meet and greets there.
Yeah, it's just a really, really interesting phenomenon to me how this has developed and developed pretty organically. So what's up next for Manny?
Well, we're doing, like I said, we're going to finish out the tour. Our next stop is going to be Vegas, and then we're also going to Phoenix. Yes.
The ladies better look out for Manny in Vegas.
I know.
Okay, and where can people learn more about Manny and shop his style?
They can look at our website, which is just MannyTheFrenchie.com.
Okay, great. And people can follow Manny on Instagram as well, also at Manny the Frenchie. And
Right.
we'll definitely keep up with you and Manny and see what's on the horizon for him. And we really appreciate you being here, Amber. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
And thank you all for listening. Thanks to our producer, Mark Winter, who makes us sound so good. My passion is fashion. So tune in next time to discover the designers, styles, and home decor I love. And don't forget to visit me at barkandswagger.com, where you'll find great fashion stories and more. So until next time, when fierce fashion calls, bark and swagger.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.